Everton and Liverpool do have former loyalties in this game. How do you see it going?
Yeah, I'm going to lean towards that loyalty and say a draw. It would be a surprise if Everton win, to be honest, just because they are working on a limited number of chances and have to be super efficient. But saying that, Anthony Gordon running in behind is causing everyone problems, and Liverpool with that high line, it could have an impact. But I'm going to say 2-2.
Okay, into the 3 o'clock's got plenty of them this week, starting with Brentford, who are at home to Leeds. Leeds had a good start, haven't they?
Yeah, good start, especially at home. And again, that may be where they had a massive result there back in the last season to stay up. But having watched Brentford last week, they were really good and probably deserved to score more than 1 goal. So I'm going to go with a Brentford win 2-1.
Chelsea at home to West Ham. West Ham, we thought they might cause Tottenham some problems and they nicked a point in the end. Chelsea still a little bit all over the place, very busy in the transfer window in the last week or two as well. Fofana coming in. How do you see this London derby going?
Yeah, Chelsea have moments where Chelsea of old when Tuchel first arrived, and they look really good, really solid, and then when the momentum changes, they just struggle. They just seem to. So again, if West Ham make it difficult, it could be a sticky one for Chelsea. But listen, I'm gonna say a draw. Yeah, I want to say 1-1. I'm leaning towards a Chelsea win, but just with the inconsistencies, I'm going to say draw.
Newcastle host Crystal Palace, 2 teams very capable who've been enjoying themselves against some of the bigger sides in the Premier League. Newcastle got this great home atmosphere that we often talk about, but Palace don't mind spoiling the party either, playing on the break, on the counter. This could be an intriguing game.
Yeah, again, 2 teams with similar profile of players and similar styles in terms of counter-attacking, but the emphasis is going to be on Newcastle to lead the game tempo being at home. And it could be difficult for Palace, but because Palace will be more in their natural setup in terms of playing on the counter regarding Liverpool, Newcastle having more possession potentially, I'm going to go with Palace because I just don't know how comfortable Newcastle are at this moment of being the team that's in the front foot and having to lead rather than play on the counter. So I'm going to say Palace 2-1.
Got Nottingham Forest against Bournemouth. Forest obviously getting tonked by Manchester City, no shame in that. Bournemouth smashed by Liverpool. Scott Parker leaves and they go and get a clean sheet at Wolves last night. Good response from them. Do you think they can build on that at Forest? This is potentially a big game, even at this early stage for both, isn't it?
Yeah, huge game. These will know now. These will be very aware that this is a relegation fight and these points are huge for both teams. Yeah, I would probably lead with my heart when I said Wolves would win. I'd really strong belief that Bournemouth were going to keep a clean sheet, and I have similar thoughts around Forest. As much as you want to play a team that's lost its previous game, if it's a heavy defeat, the first thing you do as a player or as a coach, you shut up shop and make sure you have some pride in keeping the clean sheet and work from that. And Bournemouth did that. So I'm going to go safe and say 0-0.
Tottenham host Fulham. They got that lead at West Ham, got pinned back, but they are still unbeaten this season. Conte will be pleased with the start. This looks like a game they should win, but Fulham are causing teams plenty of problems, aren't they?
Yeah, Fulham need to be respected because they're playing well. They're not just looking results, they're performing. So, yeah, they need to be respected. But, yeah, Spurs unbeaten. And if they win against Fulham, it's a good week. Right, away in a local derby, home win, 2 derbies, should I say, and 4 points. It'd be a good week for Spurs. I'm seeing them win this game. I'm going to say they win 3-1. Very similar to Haaland, Harry Kane. He doesn't have to be involved too much in the game, but he scores. So I'm going to say 3-1 Spurs.
Wolves versus Southampton. Just keep finding themselves in low-scoring games, Wolves, as has been the case for a little while now. Bruno Lage will be desperate to get goals into that side, but Southampton arrive off the back of a great win at against Chelsea in midweek. Do you think Wolves can get that win here?
It's difficult. Again, if they get someone in, as it's documented, then maybe. But yeah, they need to find a way to score. And Southampton can score, so it doesn't look great on paper for Wolves. I'm gonna say Southampton win this game 1-0, but by a goal, 1-0 or 2-1. Because I said, we can't keep saying it's gonna click, because again, like, do we see anyone at this moment in time in Wolves is set up to be able to get 10 goals on? If we're honest, we have to say no. So I'm going to say Southampton 1-0.
5:30, Aston Villa are the latest team to try and tame Erling Haaland, taking on Man City at Villa Park. Still only the 1 win, 4 defeats from their opening 5 matches. It's been a terrible start for Steven Gerrard, and it could get worse here potentially.
I think it will be a huge surprise if City lose this game or even drop points. And what is scary is if they score early, or even in the first half, and the fans potentially turn, it could become an intense atmosphere for Aston Villa rather than anyone else. So, yeah, this is a huge game for Villa and their players. I don't see them scoring enough goals. Do they score? Potentially, yes. But City scored 2 or 3 goals in this game for me. That means Villa have to score 3 or 4 to get any points, and I just don't see it. So I'm going to say City 3-1.
Sunday, we've got a double header to round the weekend off then, the big one at 4:30. But first, it's Brighton versus Leicester, under all sorts of pressure. And Brighton, not a team you want to be playing when you're under the cosh, really.
Yeah, I think Brendan Rodgers will be under severe pressure if they lose that game, regardless of ins and outs. Well, from where Leicester were, 12, 18 months ago, they would expect to beat Brighton home and away, in the greatest respect to Brighton. So, yeah, difficult game. Off the back of United, I don't know, but I'm going to say Brighton win. Brighton win this game. 2-1. 2-1 Brighton. But yeah, this could be a huge moment, because even though they're trying to sign players, I don't see many ins coming into Leicester. I don't see them linked with that many players, and I haven't seen a defender being linked with them for Fofana going.
Yeah, worrying times. The last game of the weekend is probably the most exciting one. Manchester United taking on Arsenal. We've spoke about Gabriel Jesus in fine form. United, dependent on Thursday's result, obviously also in good nick themselves. This has got all the ingredients of a really good game, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Again, confidence is high for both teams. But in terms of who's capable of playing the most exciting stuff, you'd have to say Arsenal. Jesus has been outrageous by, for me, even more important than Haaland. So I know Haaland's got more goals, but for how it's propelled Arsenal, Gabriel Jesus has to be regarded as the most important signing for any new team, or any new signing for any team, should I say. So, yeah, I'm going to be kind to Arsenal and say they win this game. I'm going to go 2-1. It could be more, to be fair. I just think that United may believe they're able to compete in the footballing aspects, but I just think Arsenal are more in their rhythm, and if they do make it a footballing game, Man United, I think they lose. Where I think if they make it a battle, I think they have a better chance of winning.